Your 20s are a wild ride, but they're also the time when money mistakes can hurt the most. Most people don't fail financially because they don't earn enough. They fail because they have no idea where their money is going. But here's the good news. Budgeting doesn't have to be a complicated, soul-crushing spreadsheet nightmare. It can be simple, stress-free, and actually work. Stick with me, and I'll show you 7 simple rules to get your money right, so you can build real wealth and live your best life. So why is budgeting such a big deal in your 20s? Well, for most of us, our income is just getting started, but our expenses seem to grow overnight. We've got rent, student loans, car payments, and we also want to, have a life. The financial habits you form right now, good or bad, can stick with you for decades. Think of budgeting not as a restriction, but as taking control. It's about telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. It's your roadmap to financial freedom, and the sooner you start, the easier the journey will be. Ready for rule number 1? It's the simplest, but most powerful. Know where your money goes. For just 30 days, track every single dollar you spend. I'm serious. Every coffee, every subscription, every late-night food delivery. You can use an app, a notebook, whatever works for you. The goal isn't to judge yourself, it's to gather data. You will be shocked to find the money leaks, those little purchases that add up to a huge amount. That unused gym membership, the 5 streaming services when you only watch 2. This awareness is the absolute first step. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Once you see the full picture, you can start making conscious decisions instead of impulsive ones. Rule number 2 is a game changer. Pay yourself first. What does this mean? It means the moment your paycheck hits your bank account, before you pay a single bill or buy a single thing, you move a portion of it into savings. Don't wait to see what's left over at the end of the month, because trust me, there's never anything left over. Life just happens. Start with a percentage that feels doable, even if it's just 5% or 10% of your income. The key is to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings account for the day after you get paid. This one habit forces you to live on the remaining amount and guarantees that you're building your future. It's the single most effective way to save money consistently. Let's move on to rule number 3. Keep your budget simple. Forget about tracking 50 different categories. That's how people burn out and quit. The most famous simple budget is the 50-30-20 rule. It's a great starting point. Here's how it works. 50% of your after-tax income goes to your needs. Things like rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. 30% goes to your wants. This is your fun money for dining out, shopping, hobbies, and entertainment. And the final 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. Now, you can and should adjust these percentages to fit your reality. Maybe you have a lot of debt, so your split is 50-20-30. The point is to have a simple framework that gives every dollar a job. Essentials, lifestyle, and future you. A simple budget is a sustainable budget. This brings us to rule number 4, and it's a tough one for our generation. Control lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is that sneaky habit of increasing your spending every time you get a raise or a bonus. You get a bigger paycheck, so you get a nicer apartment, a more expensive car, fancier dinners. Suddenly, you're making more money than ever, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck. A big part of this pressure comes from social media. You see your friends on amazing vacations or buying new gadgets, and you feel like you need to keep up. But comparison is the thief of joy and financial security. The secret to building wealth isn't just about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. So, the next time you get a raise, pretend you didn't. Instead, send that extra money straight to your savings or investments. Live below your means, not at them. Rule number 5 is your financial safety net. Build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Your car breaks down, you have an unexpected medical bill, or you lose your job. An emergency fund is cash set aside specifically for these kinds of crises. Without it, you'd be forced to go into debt or sell your investments at the worst possible time. The goal is to save up 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. That sounds like a lot, I know, but you don't build it overnight. Start small. Put $50 or $100 away each month into a separate, high-yield savings account. The key is to be consistent. Every dollar you add is another layer of protection. This isn't your vacation fund. You only touch it for true emergencies. Having that cushion gives you an incredible sense of security and peace of mind. It's the ultimate stress reducer. Now for rule number 6. Avoid bad debt like the plague. Not all debt is created equal. Good debt helps you build wealth or increase your income over time. Think of a sensible student loan for a high-paying career or a mortgage on a house. Bad debt, on the other hand, is for things that lose value and drain your finances. This is your high-interest credit card debt from shopping sprees or personal loans for a vacation you couldn't afford. Be especially careful with credit cards and those buy now, pay later services. They make it dangerously easy to overspend. If you use a credit card, treat it like a debit card. Only charge what you can pay off in full every single month. Before taking on any debt, always ask yourself, what is this truly going to cost me in the long run? Understanding the difference between good and bad debt is crucial for your financial freedom. And finally, rule number 7 might surprise you. You must budget for fun. Yes, really. If your budget is all work and no play, you're going to hate it and eventually abandon it. A successful budget isn't about depriving yourself. It's about spending your money intentionally, and that includes spending on things that bring you joy. This is what that wants category is for. By allocating a specific amount for guilt-free spending each month, you give yourself permission to enjoy life. Want to go out for a nice dinner? Great, it's in the budget. Want to buy that new video game? Go for it. This balance is what makes budgeting sustainable. It's the difference between a temporary diet and a healthy, long-term lifestyle. You can be disciplined with your finances and still have a great time. So let's wrap this up. Building a solid financial foundation in your 20s doesn't require a perfect budget. It just requires a consistent one. It's not about a single grand gesture. It's about the small, smart habits you practice every single day. Track your spending. Pay yourself first. Keep it simple. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Build your emergency fund. Stay away from bad debt. And don't forget to budget for fun. Start today. Your future self, the one who is financially secure, stress-free, and living a life of freedom, will thank you more than you can possibly imagine. Rule number 2. Pay yourself first. This is a total game changer. Most people try to save whatever money is left at the end of the month, but let's be real. How often is there anything left? The trick is to flip the script. As soon as you get your paycheck, before you pay any bills, before you buy groceries, before you even think about that new pair of sneakers, move a portion of it into a separate savings account. Don't touch it. Automate it if you can. Even if it's just 5 or 10% to start, that's huge. You're telling your money that your future is a priority, not an afterthought. This single habit builds wealth faster than almost anything else. Now for rule number 3, and this is where it gets really simple. Keep your budget stupid simple. Forget those crazy detailed spreadsheets with 100 categories. You'll just get overwhelmed and quit. A great starting point is the 50-30-20 rule. Here's how it works. 50% of your take-home pay goes to your needs. That's rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation, the essentials. Then 30% goes to your wants. Things like dining out, hobbies, shopping, and entertainment. The fun stuff. The remaining 20% goes straight to savings and paying off debt. Now, these numbers aren't set in stone. Maybe your rent is high, so your needs are 60%. Fine, then maybe you adjust your wants down to 20%. The key is the framework. Needs, wants, savings. It's simple, it's flexible, and most importantly, it's a budget you can actually stick with long term. Okay, rule number 4, control lifestyle inflation. This one is sneaky. You get a raise or a new, better paying job. Awesome. Your first instinct is probably to upgrade your life, right? A nicer apartment, a newer car, more expensive clothes. Suddenly, you're making more money, but you're still broke at the end of the month. That's lifestyle inflation. It's the silent killer of financial progress. Every time your income increases, don't immediately increase your spending to match it. Instead, take at least half of that new income and send it straight to your savings or investments. And be mindful of social media. It creates this fake pressure to have the best of everything, right now. Remember, the goal is to live below your means, not just at them. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is where true financial freedom is built. This brings us to rule number 5. Build an emergency fund. I cannot stress this enough. life happens. Your car breaks down, you have an unexpected medical bill, or you suddenly lose your job. An emergency fund is your financial safety net. It's what keeps a small problem from turning into a full-blown financial disaster. Your goal should be to save up 3 to 6 months' worth of essential living expenses. That means just your needs. Rent, food, bills. If it costs you $2,000 a month to survive, you're aiming for a fund of $6,000 to $12,000. I know, that sounds like a lot, but you don't build it overnight. Start small. $50 a paycheck, $100 a month, whatever you can manage. The key is consistency. Put it in a high-yield savings account where it's separate from your daily checking account. This fund isn't for a vacation, it's for true emergencies. Having that cushion gives you incredible peace of mind. Rule number 6 is a big one. Avoid bad debt like the plague. It's so easy to fall into this trap in your 20s. Credit cards, buy now, pay later services, they make it seem like you can have anything you want instantly. But here's the deal. Not all debt is created equal. There's good debt which helps you build wealth, like a mortgage on a home that appreciates, or a student loan for a degree that increases your earning power. And then there's bad debt. This is high-interest debt on things that lose value. Think credit card debt for clothes, dinners, or gadgets. That 20% or higher interest rate will eat you alive. It's like trying to run a race with a 50-pound weight chained to your leg. Before you swipe that card or click pay in 4 installments, always ask yourself, can I afford this right now in cash? If the answer is no, you probably shouldn't be buying it. Always understand the long-term cost of borrowing money. And finally, rule number 7, and this might be my favorite. You have to budget for fun, yes, really. If your budget is all about restriction and telling yourself no, you're going to hate it and you're going to quit. A successful budget isn't about punishment. It's about being intentional with your money. That includes intentionally planning for things you enjoy. So, create a guilt-free spending category in your budget. This is money set aside specifically for you to spend on whatever you want, no questions asked. A nice dinner out, a weekend trip, a new video game. When you spend this money, you don't feel guilty because you planned for it. It's part of the system. This balance between discipline and enjoyment is what makes budgeting sustainable. It proves that you can be responsible with your finances while still living a life you love. So let's wrap this up. Building a solid financial foundation in your 20s isn't about being perfect. You don't need the world's most complicated budget. You just need a simple, consistent plan. Remember, it's the small, smart habits you build today that create massive financial freedom down the road. You're not just managing money, you're buying yourself choices, security, and peace of mind. Start small, stay consistent, and I promise, your future self will be so incredibly grateful that you did.